Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, near or far, high or low. Welcome back to the Coach D podcast, listeners. And I'm honestly super excited to have this guest in the studio with me today. I'm joined by a rising star in women's basketball, Jada Lewis, born in Sacramento. She made her mark at Portland State and finished her college career at San Diego State before taking her game overseas. In her rookie year in Finland, she dropped a standout 36-point performance. And now in her second pro season, she's bringing her talent to the London Lions women's team in the Super League. We're going to dive deep into her journey from college to pro, lessons learned on and off the court, and what the fans can expect this season. So listeners, without further ado, please give a warm welcome to one and only Jada Lewis. Appreciate you, Jada.
Thanks for having me. Sure. Yeah.
Of course. Before we even get started, you got a couple sessions before you play for a brand new team. You're still getting acclimatized to London. As of now, Jada, as we speak of today, before we even get started, how is your physical and how is your mental?
Yeah. I mean, we're getting in game shape right now.
Yeah.
Obviously not in mid-season shape, but we're getting there, and just physically I feel great. I'm ready to keep going hard every day, getting better every day. Mentally, I'm here. I love London.
Nice.
I'm excited to be here. We played a little bit with the team already, so I'm thinking that this year's gonna be a great season, and we're gonna play well together and just keep improving like every day. So yeah, I'm excited.
We do apologize for the weather. Sorry, even though our summer's been pretty good, but obviously back home in Sacramento, I don't like the weather, like a guaranteed sun pretty much most of
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, but growing up in, or not growing up, but living in Portland for 4 years, it's kind of like the same thing. I'm kind of used to the rain. I know how to work around it and everything. So yeah.
And kind of getting introduced to your background. I'm always curious, especially because I've learned, with doing this podcast, there's like the East Coast and West Coast in terms of final play, because from other pros I've had on, they would tell me like, you go over to the East Coast, Coach D, it's hard, physical, no blood, no foul, whereas the West Coast is more chill.
Yeah.
They got a little swag to their style. So like, where was you and who was the person, Jada, who put a basketball in your hands for the first time?
Yeah, I think it was just my dad and my brother. Yeah, I would go to the park. My brother and my dad would play all the time.
Yeah.
My brother started doing like kids camps and all that stuff. Doing just AAU programs. And then once I hit the 4th grade, was at like age 8, 9. So I just started playing basketball just because I wanted to do it just like my brother. I grew up playing soccer. I swam.
Okay.
I did other things as all kids do at that age. But I was like, I want to play basketball now. But after I really touched the ball and like played in games and everything, I was like, okay, this is like kind of what I want to do. Like I didn't really care for soccer or any other sport at that point. So I kind of found my thing after just following in my brother's footsteps, really.
Right.
Yeah.
So you kind of mentioned you did. That was like one person and your pops as well, who was a major influence in you getting into the sport. Was there anyone else that made a huge impact on how you came across basketball?
I think just my coaches at that young age. I have a Coach G and Coach Shaw. I mean, I started out in kids camps as well. So that's when I like really would play. But during those camps, like they saw like the potential that I had at that young age. So they kind of pushed me and like would talk to me a little differently than other kids and like wanted me to play on more teams than just one and wanted me to be better. So like I think that confidence of another person outside my family that they have in me is like it just kind of like grew a spark in me that like, okay, like not just my family telling me I'm good. It's like I have coaches telling me like, oh, we want you to play, we want you to be on this team and this team. I'm like, okay, well then I'll do it. Like it's not just me saying that or just my family just hyping me up like family shit. But yeah, it's just the coaches I had at a young age that really kept me going on.
And out of curiosity then, who when it comes to the pro teams at that young age, like, do you like who is your team right now that you support, whether it's in the W or the NBA? Do you follow a team or
The Valkyries right now. I mean, Deer. I mean, making it to the playoffs. That's huge. Yeah, I'm excited to watch that game. Just Minnesota.
all who play for that team and that paper? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's big, and just the way the game's growing for the W and the women's league.
Talk about that because what does that mean to have a team that is in your area that compete at the pro level? Because I know we're shout out to Cassandra Brown. They've now got their Toronto Temple, which they don't tip off until next year.
Yeah,
I think it is, but like, what does that mean to like have a team in the W that's literally in your area?
yeah. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, just the culture. It's in the Bay Area, and I live in Sacramento, so it's a couple hours away. But I played in the league in the Bay Area this summer, and just being around that atmosphere.
Swish, was it?
Oh, I played for the Oakland Swish with the WPBA,
Yeah.
and just the way that that's growing and that's feeding into the W and now, and it's just like just seeing that grow. But yeah, I mean, Oakland and San Francisco was turns up this summer, just having the Valkyries there. So yeah, it was really fun to see, really fun to be around.
Right. And just even on that, like because I feel like every hooper for you, Jada, it may have came early or just recently. When was that moment, Jada, where you realized that you just caught the ball, couldn't miss, or you got that steal, that block, you was down by 2, you got fouled, you made those 2 free throws to win the game? Like, when was that moment for you, Jada, when you realized that you are nice at basketball?
That's actually funny because like I always, every time I think about that, I think of like I was really young. It's probably my first, second year playing.
Okay.
I'm fourth, fifth grade playing against sixth, seventh graders, and
Wow.
it's
So you was getting up from early.
yeah. We didn't have like a fourth grade women girls team, so it was like I had to play sixth grade. Which like at first my parents were like, okay, just play. Like we'll pay for just for her to play a little bit. But then like I'm like starting to make shots. I'm starting to make good passes and like just have natural IQ. And it's like, okay, like she can actually play now. But it's just like a few instances where like I would like make like a really tough pass, and me at that age I'm just playing, so I'm like I'm not thinking like, oh, that's a really hard pass to make, but like I see it, I pass it, I run back on defense, my coach, everyone's like, oh my gosh, like that's such a good play. I'm like, what? Like I didn't really like see it that way. I was just like, okay, like that she's open, I'm passing it to her. But like I knew that kids at my age, at that age, couldn't really make those reads as well as like someone who can actually do that. So I think that was like when I really knew that I was like nice at basketball, pretty much.
But it was more like the dimes and just how you read the game.
Yeah, it was more like natural IQ that just I could just like read things and not really think about it. Because I've had coaches that would come up to me and be like, "How did you know to do that?" I'm like, "I just like, how do you not know how to do that? I don't know. Like,
Exactly.
it just happens." Yeah.
Do you think that comes from, because I'm curious and at some point I do want to delve deeper into the benefits of, young athletes who come up playing different sports. Like for yourself, you said you did football and swimming as well as basketball. Like when you said you just read the game differently and it kind of just became natural, when you kind of look back at it, was there any contributing factors or experiences that made you see the game the way you was at that young age, or you can't really pinpoint?
Yeah, I can't really pinpoint because after I stepped on a basketball court, I never played another sport again. And I mean, I ran a little track in middle school and in high school a little bit, but that was more of just fun and conditioning for real. But yeah, like once I really played basketball for the first time, I was like, I'm done with soccer and don't play for that anymore. Done with dance classes, don't want to do that. Done with swimming. So just like, but yeah, because even when I was on the football field or in the pool swimming, it was more for fun. I never really had any strategy to it. It was just like go out there, run around.
Yeah.
But yeah, like once I played basketball, I was like I could figure out the strategy a lot easier. I don't know, it was just really natural to me. So yeah, I just loved it.
College, from high school to the college level. And it's funny because your head coach, shout out to Kyla Nelson, actually had her on a podcast a while back when she was at Pitt. And she was saying on the podcast, like, coach, she thought she was fit. Her first training battle, she was like, yeah, this ain't it. Setting it. So how was that transition from high school to college, not just on a physical or a skill set, but mentally as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think mentally it was tougher. Cause I grew up lifting weights, especially like from in the middle school all the way through high school. I'd lift weights more than like average player, I guess. But like I had a trainer that we do weights, conditioning. Like he's actually the strength conditioning coach at Sac State right now, but he was on the women's national team for China. Yeah, like years back. But there would be overseas players, college players like coming in and out of that gym and that I would see, and like just having.
What was you at that time?
I was around 13 to 18. Yeah, I was with him. Yeah, like every off season we'd train 4-5 times a week sometimes, and so he kind of like eased me into what it's gonna be like, and he would always tell me like, this is not gonna be roses and rose petals when you get to the next level. So we need to work on this now. So when you get there, it's pretty easy. And he was right. Like as soon as I stepped on the court at Portland State, we're running like every practice, especially that summer. It was really tough and just a lot on body. And I know, and I think mentally it was harder because it was like first time I'm away from my family, first time I'm around all these new people and people I've never met before. And and I'm still young. I'm 18, and it's just like a whole different experience. But yeah, it was definitely harder mentally to fit in, and to also be a freshman coming in. It's like you're the bottom now. Like in high school, it's like, okay, you're built your way up to top. Well, now you're at the bottom of the pole. Now you got to build your way back up and respect the players that came before you and all that stuff. So it's definitely a journey.
Because you just mentioned something there that a lot of players go through. I mean, like you said, you came from being, in terms of the talent pool, mid to top, and then you go from being like the number one option to now I'm at a program where there's 12, 15 number one options. So how did you adjust to that?
Just worked hard. Yeah, honestly, like just put your head down and work, because that's the only thing that's gonna show at the end of the day is how much you've really put in.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna show on the court. So once I figured that out, it was pretty easy to just keep going every day. Never give up, and just always try to get better every day, because every day is not gonna be the same. You'll feel good some days won't feel as good, and you just gotta push through those days and just lean on your teammates too, because we had 4 of the freshmen that came in with me, and we were all in the same boat. Like we all kind of were just like okay, like this is kind of hard now. Like we're at the bottom of the pole again. We gotta work hard, gotta get in the gym more, and just leaning on them to help each other get better, help each other grow. So yeah.
And I mean, coming from those two programs, that's San Diego and Portland, like what were some of the biggest lessons you learned from those two programs, not just as a player, but as a person as well?
That's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of lessons that I've learned. And I think some of the biggest ones were just like especially after my first few years. My first year we made it to the tournament, and then COVID hit. So we were home for a long time, but just that first year was like my only really normal year until I hit my STEAM year and my grad year of like college, like a real college experience. So after COVID, I was like, don't take anything for granted, really. Like I sometimes would rather stay in my house than go hang out with my teammates out in town and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but once I got that freedom back, it was like, okay, I can't stay in my house anymore. Like I gotta experience things. I can't regret not doing that while I'm here, because the time's gonna fly, and it really did. There's a lot of stuff that I that I still wish I'd like did more of and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that's another lesson that I took to Portland State or to San Diego State was like, okay, I'm actually gonna do everything I want to do and then and even more. So
Right.
just not taking anything for granted and just always get out there and do everything you want to do before it's too late, honestly, because you're never gonna get those moments back with your teammates and that time back. So that was one of the biggest lessons I learned, just like growing up and going to college during those times, especially. But yeah,
How was the style of play between the two? Like, did you feel yourself, obviously you had to adapt, but was one program a bit more up tempo versus another team a bit more half court set, or you found yourself handling the ball well and stuff like
yeah.
that? Like, how did you manage the demands that each program had?
Yeah, I mean, I found myself in 2 different roles, I think,
Okay.
in both those programs. At Portland State, we were, like, famous for running a zone. Like, that was our thing, no man-to-man defense. It was rare when we did it. But going from a zone to a man-to-man, that's, like, pretty much all we did at San Diego. That was an adjustment itself. Like, at practice, it was, like, reteaching myself these habits.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
forget about what I learned. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing that. Like every year, even in Finland, it was like we got to relearn stuff, and even here, we got to relearn stuff. But yeah, I mean, I found myself playing point guard a little more at San Diego State, where
Okay.
our point guard that was gonna be our point guard had tore ACL, so she was out, and it was me and another girl that just kind of stepped into that role a little bit more because I'd rather play on the wing. But yeah, I mean, when I had to, it was like, okay, I have to handle the ball. This is like my role on this team now is to be a floor general a little bit and just dictate and stuff like that. So
For someone, and this is one thing I love, especially in the UK, I'm seeing much more players make that transition. They play over here for a bit, then they get in the scholarships to play over in the States, which I think is great. For players who are entertaining that, um, how would you, if they had a backpack of stuff, like an empty bag, and if we import ingredients into that, whether it's nutritional, recovery, or weight room, like what are the essentials that aspiring players should put in that backpack before they go off to compete at the college level in the US? Would you
yeah, I mean, I'm not really familiar with the competition, like the weight room and nutrition stuff here, but I know that when we get to the States, like we had trainers and nutritionists and all that stuff that help you with all that stuff. But at the same time, like listening to your body is the biggest thing.
Well said.
I mean, I didn't really learn like proper nutrition. I thought I did know proper nutrition, but I didn't really know until like my sophomore year, junior year of college. And it was like clicking in my head, like, especially you're growing, like, especially in your freshman and sophomore year, if you're not playing as much, like, you got to realize, like, a game day when you're only playing 10 minutes, that's only 5 to 10 minutes you're getting of workout in that day. And then
Okay.
the game the day before it's like a shoot around, so you're really not even getting a workout either. So it's like you're taking really 2 days off where like those could be days that you could be getting extra work to be better and stuff like that. But just like thinking that way is, I think, a big thing that people don't think of is like all those little days off that accumulate that you could be getting extra work because like half your team's playing 30-40 minutes, half the team's really not. So that other half like is just kind of, I know, because like I know that at Portland State, me and some of my other teammates, when we weren't playing, like we would get an extra work and stuff like that. And it really helped. But yeah, I mean, nutrition wise, yeah, listening to your body.
For sure.
I know supplements are a big thing. I take creatine, protein powder, just getting protein goals really to build muscle and to prevent injury most of all too is like a big thing. But like, yeah, anything you could do to prevent injury is the biggest thing. Staying solid. Yeah.
Sure. And just before we speak about your standout rookie season in Finland, how, when you reflect back at your seasons with Portland and my mind is blanking, sorry, Portland and San Diego, sorry, what highlights come to mind? But also, what are the lowlights that made you a better person and player during that time, would you say?
Yeah, are you talking about like highlights on the court, like specific
Please,
plays or
on the court, moments off the court, just that time you had with those two programs. What are some of the moments that stand out to you the most, would you say?
um I mean, I say like off the court is really the small things like
Yeah.
being in the airport with your teammates, um, getting in super late from the bus,
Yeah.
late flights, late buses, and team meals, like stuff like that really sticks with you. And
Yeah.
I think those are always the highlights of both San Diego and Portland State, and those stuff that like, I just think about all the time, like memories on my phone and all that stuff I look back on. But yeah, I mean, I think off the court, that's the biggest thing is like
Yeah.
that I remember the most is
Sure.
those things that happen with your teammates
Yeah.
and your friends that you make there. So yeah, um, on the court, I mean, there's a lot of highlights where we've had close games and just game winners and stuff like that. Everyone goes crazy. The energy is electric and just so much fun.
Yeah. See, and I think that's what I've really learned, to be honest, doing this podcast is like, high level pros like yourself will kind of tell me like, as much as it was great winning that game or getting that steal or winning that season, but the biggest highlights for them, and you kind of just shared it there, JD, was the memories of the
Yeah.
there's just bonding and just catching a vibe with your friends, and it's moments like that I really realized as a coach, like doing things away from basketball, players knowing each other's names, hobbies, things like that translate to success on the court, because now okay, I know how to speak with this player versus this player, and just everything really meshes. So that's
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah, no, the environment matters. I think starts with coach and players and how well everyone bonds together.
Right.
So yeah, it's
Exactly. And even on that, like, what was because I get the US is, if not the best when it comes to playing at the pro level, both on the men's and women's side. And I'm always curious because for us growing up in London, the UK, we know about European championships, we know who the top teams are and a bit more of the league. What was your understanding of basketball outside of the US before you turned pro?
um I mean, I think at a very young age, my first goal was to play D1 basketball just to get college paid for and to be able to play at that level. But then my second goal was to make it overseas. I didn't really like I knew I obviously WNBA is like a dream for everyone, but I knew like my abilities and I'm like, okay, like be realistic, going overseas first few years would be the best option. And also like I could see the world for basically free. Like it's like get trip paid for over here, get paid to play, and it's like dream come true for most. And like I get reminded of that every time I come home and before I leave is like people coming up to me be like, "You're really living the dream." And I'm like, I have to take a step back. I'm like, I have to think like I really am. Like I dreamt of this when I was a kid, and it just really happening, and just grateful for every opportunity that I've gotten to get here. And yeah,
I'm grateful you said that, because being a player can be so demanding physically, mentally, socially. And it feels like you're always on a treadmill, if that makes sense. Because you're always thinking about, okay, what's next? We had a good game. Yeah, what's next? I'm happy to know that you have those moments where you're like, yo, I'm really across the globe right now, playing a sport I love. Yeah, I'm away from family and it comes to sacrifices, but
yeah,
I'm doing something that I never would have even dreamed was even possible. So the fact that you have those moments, I love that, because I think it's important, and it helps kind of ground you and be appreciative of small things. So I love that. I love that, honestly. And making the transition from college to the pro level, you started your pro career in Finland. So what was that rookie year like for you both on and off the court?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good experience. Finland is very cold. It was very, very cold, a little dark at times, but it was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
especially for my first year, it was definitely a learning experience. Coming in, I I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I mean, I had an idea. It's just like I really didn't know like personalities, culture, language barrier. There wasn't really much language barrier. Everyone really spoke English. Got along with my teammates pretty well. Um, Coaches were all right. A little we had a lot of ups and downs.
Of course. Yeah.
And we had coaching changes, American players coming in and out. It's just a lot of moving parts for my first season, and it was like I was talking to people back at home. They're like, "Yeah, it's not really normal for like any team." So I'm like, "Okay, like I'm excited to see other experiences and find a better place to go and all that stuff." But yeah, I mean, on the court, we didn't win many games. Um it was kind of difficult to kind of, I guess, gel together, and it wasn't because of a language barrier. I guess it was more of like coaching errors and players and just like all of it. And for my first season, I was a little bit disappointed of like the experience I had, but at the end of the day, like it was a learning experience, and
Right.
now I know what to look for when I'm talking to coaches and talking to players and all that stuff. So
Ooh, so on that then, after your rookie season, what new questions arose or what new criterias um became a part of your thinking process when you looked at other opportunities, would you say?
yeah, I mean, the first thing I really thought of was like, is this a winning culture team?
Hmm.
Like, and especially um like culture around like my environment. Where am I gonna be at? Finland was where I was in Forza. It was a very small town.
Okay.
So the next city was like an hour away, and it was I'm a big city girl. Like I love being in the city, and Portland State was in the city, San Diego was there, and just being living in a small town for that many months, it was like a little bit depressing because I was just like, I can't really just up and go to the city whenever I want to just for a quick run. Like it was a full day thing. Like I had to take the bus, get there, come back, and it's just a lot. But being here is a lot different. But yeah, it's definitely culture, my environment, where I'm gonna live, the people around. Like, is everyone nice? Is it a pretty welcoming area? Am I gonna feel in danger or stuff like that? And yeah, but like for team wise, I guess I just needed a coach that like I guess thought the way I did, and like we could like at least when I'm talking to them, like at least know like we'll be on the same page when I get there, and
Yeah.
we'll have similar ideas. And especially with Coach Kyla, just talking to her for the first time, I was like, okay, like she's young, she just stopped playing, like she understands what it takes as a player, she understands what it takes to be a coach and to play at that next level. So it's like I trusted that, and I just went with my instincts. Like, okay, like if it was me in this situation, I think I could probably coach a team. Obviously, probably not this level, but yeah, I mean, she has aspirations to go even farther. So I just trusted it and went with my gut on that one. But
Right.
yeah,
That's fine, man. And even on that, like, what's even if it was just the one season, so you could only see so much, and you was in a small town as well. But how would you describe the basketball scene in Finland? Like, is it growing? Is it huge? Like, what was you being exposed to during that rookie season, would you say?
yeah. I mean, it kind of was a big thing. I mean, Forza was a really small town, so when I'd walk around, like people would recognize me after half the season. Like they'd be like, "Oh, it's Jada." Like, oh, and they'll all say hi, and I just see everyone, especially at the grocery store and all that. But I mean, they have the Finland national teams, and like those are big games. Everyone would watch them on TV, and me and my roommates would just sit there and watch the games, the Euro Cup games, and everything. And they, yeah, like we had it was, I think the Bisons, they was like a pro team for the men's, and they would come to our gym and play in packed out stadiums. Like it was really fun to like be in that environment, and when they came to town and to watch them play, and like when we would go watch them play, it's just packed out arenas and all that stuff. It was really fun to watch and be in those environments at times. But yeah, Finland basketball is pretty big. I think yeah, they really love their basketball.
Nice. Nice. And you see, 36 points. I don't even think about the points because it's like you need the fitness
Yeah.
to get off those 36 points. Like,
Mhm.
a thing that a lot of people don't realize, when you're hearing these players score the 50s, the 40s, the 25s, you need fitness to like score, So what was run us through that game? Like, was it the playlist was just on point and you was feeling yourself, or it was just like we just had the scout report down pat, so you just got into a zone? Like, talk us through that performance.
Yeah, I mean, that day specifically, I mean, I was feeling good from the moment I woke up.
Okay.
And yeah, I love listening to music before I play, and that playlist was in that day. Yeah, there actually wasn't music. I usually take off my headphones, listen to the arena music just to get a feel of just the sounds around. But that day there wasn't any music out, so I just had my headphones on. I was like, I need music, so had my headphones on, and I was like just really in the zone. And yeah, once the game started, yeah, after my first shot, I was like, okay, this is it. Like, yeah, I could actually start pulling down because when I know a lot of shooters feel that way, is like when you like have that first shot and it's like as perfect as it could be, the next shot you could shoot any shot from the floor and it's going in. Like, and that's just what I felt like. I was shooting some crazy shots that I'm not gonna lie, but they were going in, and my coach was like, keep going, keep going. Like, pass it, Jada. We're just like, okay. But yeah, that was a great game. It was really fun to play in actually too. But yeah, like when you get going like that, it feels like you're unstoppable, and you just keep going. Your teammates are like, "Here, take the ball, take it, take it." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I give me the ball, I got it." But yeah, no, that day was incredible. I think that's the most points I've had, 36. Trying to get 50, 50 ball, but we'll get there. Right? Yeah.
That's fire, man. And what what has it been like? Because you've competed over in the US and now you've competed in Finland and now gonna start to compete in London. How would you compare the two playing styles just in terms of what you experienced in the US and then when you kind of came to Finland? Was it a completely different change of style? Was it more skill based or athletic, fast paced? Like, how would you compare the two, would you say?
Um, I say especially West Coast basketball it is like team basketball. Like we have plays, we share the ball, try to get the first, second, third looks. And it was a little similar in Finland. Ran a lot of systems in Finland, and it was um always trying to find the first one, okay, down there, second one, third options. But yeah, I mean, the way they trained was a little different. I say it was a lot more fundamental and a lot more like getting your shot right and just slowing down a little bit. Whereas like in America, it was like all go, 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 like next row, next row, next row. But yeah, there wasn't, I wouldn't say there was too much of a difference. It wasn't like completely different, but there was a um little difference there. But yeah, I mean, I played my game. I didn't really switch up too much. I think I improved, if anything, of
Okay.
and just like actually there is one thing. Their defense is like full court press, man to man. That's like what my team did. That's like what every other team in our league did. And in America, we don't really do that. Like you'll do man to man like maybe once a game, twice a game, but it's or zone mostly. We zone press, but in Finland it was like we're picking up 92 feet every game, and it's like it's tiring. But I definitely got a lot better at defense, got a lot better at staying in someone's hip and all that stuff. So that was actually a good thing that I improved on a lot. Like coming back to the States, everyone's like, "Oh, like your defense got a lot better." Like I had to keep playing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And just with regards to your mental and physical approach. Like, how do you approach the game mentally and physically now compared to how you approached it in college, if there's a difference?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own routine. I try to find that routine at the beginning of the year, and I don't. I usually have the same routine. Kind of wake up, eat breakfast, shoot around, nap, eat lunch, go to the game. Um, and I kind of kept that throughout all of my seasons from college to even last year in Finland. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's all about routine, like how to get mentally prepared your own way. Wake up to meditate, um, probably like read something, watch the show just to relax the mind. But yeah, also just like watching film the night before and like making sure you know what plays you're running, what like role you're gonna be in that day, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, everything starts with preparation. At the end of the day, like what are we doing the day before? How are we shooting the day before? What's the type of workouts we're doing all week to prepare for this? And but yeah, once game day hits, like no more preparation, like it's here. Like we're prepared, gotta know we're prepared and can't doubt it. But yeah, just being confident all day is the key.
Yeah. And I mean, because I know the college season is long, strenuous, even at the pro level as well. It could be very physically demanding. How do you approach recovery and kind of your downtime so that when you're back, whether it's in the weight room or you're playing a game,
Mm.
you're feeling at your best?
Yeah, I mean, again, it starts with preparation. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing the whole week? If we're doing a lot of running that week, what am I doing after practice to recover myself? But I stretch every day. I try to ice bath all the time.
Never tried that. I got that.
It
I low key need to, but
no, yeah, no, it hurts. It's really cool. No, it hurts, but it helps a lot, and like just finding what helps you, honestly. But yeah, just eating right at the end of the day. Not piling junk food the night before. I'm staying hydrated. I'm doing doing the workouts that are required of me. I'm getting up extra shots during the week. The day before, I'm putting up as much shots as I can without getting sore. I'm
yes.
not doing too much. I'm doing just the right amount to basically be prepared. But yeah, as recovery goes, just stretch, massages. And if you have a trainer, that's even better. They could help you out if anything's bothering you. Like they'll give you advice on what to do and just like those small workouts. But yeah, I mean, throughout college, like we didn't have a trainer in Finland.
Okay.
So it was kind of just on us to do recovery on our own and do these little workouts. Like I know a lot of basketball players have ankle, knees,
Yeah, for
shoulders, stuff like that to work on. Like for me, my ankles, but learning through my trainers at Portland State and at San Diego, like I knew kind of what helped me. And I just kind of like recycled those workouts, recycled the recovery stuff that we would do together and just did it myself in Finland. So just like taking what I learned off the court in the training room with my trainers in college, like I brought that with me overseas, and I still do to this day. I have bands in my backpack. Like I always carry it on me every time I go to the gyms, just in case. So yeah.
right. And so because I mean, again, to be at that age and know that you're getting some pretty high level advice from someone who's trained at the national level, like what's some of the workouts that you still do today just to keep yourself loose when it comes to your ankles, knees, and things of that nature?
Yeah, I mean, it all for me. It starts with my warm ups. Definitely just to keep everything intact and to keep everything like. I'm big on like injury prevention, so I do a lot of like band work and a lot of isometric work before I even like touch a basketball. Like I'm stretching, I'm trying to warm up my body before I even start doing extraneous exercise. And just those small things, like in the long run, you'll see a lot of improvement. Like, you might not feel the best, like you might still be sore when you're running after you warm up, but like 2, 3, 4 weeks from now, like you're gonna feel loose. You're gonna not be super sore mid-season. You're not gonna feel fatigued really. So just like in the long run, I know that it pays off. And because I feel I've felt it for the last 5 years, 6 years. So it's especially as I get older, like really got to take care of my body, warm up right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just doing the little warm ups, isometric works, form shots, getting my shoulders warmed up, before I even move out to do anything hard. So yeah, just starting with the small stuff really helps.
Right, because that's something that I'm taking even more into consideration now. And it's like, because when I was 16, 17, I would just go hoop, play, wake up, feel fresh. Now,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the way I take pride in my warm up, make sure I'm loose so that when I'm playing, I'm not sore the next day. Because now, oh my gosh, I said it later, if I don't warm up correctly, back starts to hurt a little bit and then I can't move. So yeah, like what you said was so key. And I think a lot of athletes, I think they're aware of it, but I don't think they realize the importance of really applying it now, and kind of like you said, in the long run, it's going to have huge benefits. Now, so I love that. I love that. And even as a guard, how do you deal with the mental side of the game? Like, because like you said, sometimes you might be under a zone, you got to make that read there in a press, and now you got to beat the press. You got to read the double team. Are they hedging? Are they blitzing? Are they icing? Like, where's the help coming from? How do you handle those moments? And most importantly, how do you not allow those mistakes, which happen in basketball? Even as a coach, I make a mistake. How do you not allow those moments to define you?
Next play mentality. I mean, there's like, especially as a shooter, like shooting slump is a real thing. And when you're not making shots, it's like you have to do other things. Like to stay on the floor, you have to do everything, not just shoot, not just attack the basket, not just get a rebound, but you're doing everything that you can. You're talking, you're playing defense, you're getting rebounds when you're a shooter. You're, especially as a guard, like as when I was playing point guard, that really helped me as a wing player to understand their point of view of like where I should be and like coming down the floor where my defense at, so they could see me better and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, as a guard, it's a lot of like reading the floor off the ball, because you're not always gonna get the ball. You get the ball 1-2 times out of that possession, and to be able to read your defense, read everyone else's defense for you to move is a big key to it. But that's also comes with film study and like what play are we running, what's your role, what are you good at, shooting, driving, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, studying the game overall, I think really helps. Just watching yourself, talking to your coach, what do they see? Talking to your point guard, especially, what do they see? Talking to your post player, where do they want you to be? Especially when you're getting screens, and reading those reads off of the screens and everything. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. But yeah, it comes with experience, comes with IQ, comes with just studying the game. But yeah.
And how does one get out of, because I mean, I'm a shooter. People know this already, that I love to shoot the ball. And there are times when I'm in training session and it's that mental game of, I might make 5 in a row, then I miss 8 in a row. And then it's like, okay, let me tuck in my elbow. Okay, let me dip the ball. Let me get my hand under. And then I become, in my head, I'll never forget my trainer. I was like, dude, just shoot the ball. So for yourself, like, how do you handle during the game a shooting slump? Like, do you attack the rim more, or do you just next play, I'm gonna knock that one down, or like, and yeah, like, how do you get yourself out of a shooting slump?
Yeah, I mean, I just from experience, I'd probably go through a shooting slump at least once a year, 1 or 2 games, just like can't make anything. I feel like I can't make anything. I'm in my head about it, trying to overcorrect everything, and it's like I have teammates, I have coaches telling me just shoot, just shoot, just shoot, because that's what you do as a shooter. And it's like, okay, like what else can I do? Like I'm still gonna shoot my shots, like, because if there's an open shot, like I've gotten taken out of a game because I didn't shoot shots because they feel like if you're not gonna shoot it, that's like we're gonna take you out. Like, okay, well, and that's when I was in a shooting slump as well. So I'm like, okay, I have to take my shots that everyone knows I can make, that I practice all the time, like I put up thousands of reps of this specific shot. Why would I not shoot it?
Sure.
So it's like those shots I still take. If it's like a shot that I'm unsure of or I don't really practice a lot or it's just weird shot, I could make it, but I'd rather do something else with it, like get to the rim, to kick out. That I love to do that. Like I love to drag two to find other people and just to get assists, honestly. So it's like what else can I do? I could get an assist. I could go get a rebound. I could stick to my role in this play, and it might not be for me, but it's to get someone else open. Just reading that type of stuff. So yeah, just doing everything else on the floor besides focusing on shooting. Like, because I know a lot of people in shooting slumps, like they're like, okay, I just gotta shoot my way out of it, or they stop shooting at all. So it's like you gotta find that in between. Like, still shoot your shots, still shoot the shots you're comfortable with, and that your coach is comfortable with you shooting. But at the same time, find other things to do, not just focus on, oh, I'm not making shots. I'm just gonna pass the ball every time I catch it. But yeah.
Who do you, as a guard, who do you study, or like would you say you've kind of modeled your game after?
I mean, I grew up watching like Kyrie, Kobe. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a point guard, but he got some handles and Klay Thompson, Steph Curry,
The Bay, of course.
the Splash Bros, like, but yeah, who else? My more Skylar Diggins, yeah, just guards who handle the ball, but also are tough to get to the basket. Like, I grew up like really just shooting the ball and shying away from contact, but over the last few years, I've kind of developed a sense to get to the rim and like everyone knows I'm pretty much going left, but at the same time, like I could finish on right side going left. And it's those type of things that I take from other players and from watching them and just even like training the way they do. So yeah.
Right. And when I saw, because I've been following the Lions, both on the men's and women's for a minute now, and even just having Roche on and just speaking about the history of winning the Euro Cup and just what that meant, and even just how they did it, is something that's just gonna go down in the plats as something that is historical, to be honest. And you're now joining a team with quite a lot of history and very high expectations, but it's like a new look, which I love, by the way. Like, what, as you enter this new chapter with the London Lions, like what are you most excited about?
I'm excited to like being part of the build up, because this is a rebuilding year. New coach, new team, new everybody. So it's like I'm excited to be a part of the first step and to be just part of the first step to getting to back where they were. And if I'm here or not, like I'm still be grateful to be in this spot where I am. And yeah, just hope for the best and just try my hardest to just get to that next level. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a great year. I'm super excited.
From your perspective and your criteria, like, and you kind of spoke about what you look for in a team with regards to the culture and the environment. What made London Lions the right fit for you, would you say?
I really took the culture and the environment heavy into consideration just because of the environment I was in Finland, like just small town, all that. But I mean, this was like London, it's city. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of stuff to do at all times. I'm like, lifestyle wise, this is exactly what I want. Like, I want to be busy. I want to have something to do every weekend, something new to do every weekend, and like just not do the same thing all the time and all that. But yeah, I mean, even on the court, I'm like, okay, I'm excited to, especially the season I had in Finland. I'm like, okay, I need to build myself up again. Like, and just being part of this, I'm like, okay, like this is, I think, the best option for me right now because I want to build myself, and helping other people grow as well is like a big thing. So like being coached by Kyla for her first year being here, is like, okay, like we could really do something special and make history with this first year Just like the Valkyries do. So yeah.
Exactly. And just for the fans who are excited to see you guys in action, at a brand new facility as well, what should the fans expect from yourself, but also the team?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of small, but we're feisty. I mean, we sprint the floor, love transition,
Mhm.
but we have a lot of good shooters, a lot of good people who could attack the basket.
Yeah, shout out to Mo.
Yeah,
Shout out to Mace.
uh-huh.
Yep.
Like I think we have a lot of weapons that we could score at all three levels.
Mm.
We could rebound even if we're small. We could run the floor. Um, we could do a lot. We could press up. We could play good defense. And just seeing where we're at right now, I'm so excited to see where we're gonna be in a few weeks when season really starts, and in a couple months when we start regular season.
Be high right now.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited because where we're at now, I'm like, okay, we're improving every day as a team. We practice and just with everyone on staff, like we're always talking to each other, always trying to see what's next. So I'm really excited to see.
Nice. Nice. And just making a transition into advice for aspiring hoopers. I mean, especially at the guard level, like what are the, in your opinion, well, two-part question. First one I want to ask you is in your opinion, what makes a great guard, would you say?
I say what makes a great guard is your versatility because again, like if you're known for shooting, you gotta be able to do other things. If you're known for attacking, you gotta be able to do other things. Um, your IQ, just being able to read defense, being able to talk to your teammates, find your open spots, make it easier for a pass to get made to you, make it easier to create shots for other people. Um, I think just knowing the floor and being versatile, I think is the biggest thing for a guard. Like you gotta be able to score at all three levels
Yeah.
to be able to play at this level.
Right.
You can't just play on the perimeter or just inside. But I think, being versatile is a big thing.
So true. So, see, that's something that I'm shout out to my girls, London Elite. We've got a few girls who are quite right hand dominant, and I'm telling them like the level that we compete at. Once the defender knows, even from you're bringing the ball up, wait, the ball hasn't even hit. Okay, bet I'm gonna forward left.
Yep.
Like you don't want to be the player that can only go right. If you can go right, left, like you said, Jada, versatile, you become harder to guard. So if you've mentioned it or not, like just off the back of what you just said, like what are the top three things that are important and essential for a guard to have, would you say?
Um, to have, I think IQ is the biggest thing.
What does that mean to you after you like IQ?
IQ, when I think of IQ, I think knowing where everyone is on the floor and how to get the next shot. Because I think everyone has their own plays and everything, but you got to be able to play basketball at the end of the day. If a play is ruined, you got to be able to, okay, I'm going to attack baseline, find someone on the wing. Like, I got to be able to create shots, not just for myself, but for my team. Because, like, we got to get this shot off. There's 2 seconds left on the clock. What am I going to do? Like, stuff like that. So, it's just thinking the game of like, how are we going to get this shot off? Especially time and score also. Like, what are we doing on defense when we're down by 3 with a couple seconds left? Stuff like that. But especially at this level, like you gotta be able to just know and like not always have to look at your coach and be like, what are we gonna do? Even though obviously coach will draw stuff up and tell you what to do and yell stuff out like do this. But I mean, just knowing what to do. That's one thing.
IQ,
I think a second thing would just be again versatility. Being able to switch things up, being hard to guard. But third, I think being communicate. Even off the ball, like if you're communicating with your post player when the ball's on the other side, if you're communicating on defense, like you got to be able to communicate on both sides of the floor. Off the court, like when you're on the bench, be hyped up, encouraging.
Yeah.
If you see something like let your teammates know, like, we should do this, da, da, da. But yeah, just communicate, versatility, and IQ. Yeah.
And what advice would you give to a guard who might be up against someone or a help defender that's bigger than them, stronger or faster? Would you say?
Bait them. I mean, be smart.
For sure.
I wasn't always fast. I still am not the fastest on the court. I know that. So I gotta play smart. Like, I gotta get someone in the air. I gotta attack to draw two. I gotta get past just this person, draw the help to pass it out. Like, just being smart. Like, you're always gonna go against someone maybe faster than you or bigger than you or stronger than you, and you gotta find a way to get around them, to be able to just play against them, honestly, and not just shrivel up and hand the ball over. And you got to be able to just like know what to do to defeat them, basically. Like, they're looking at the same thing. They're looking at you like, oh, you're slower, you're not smarter than me. Like, I'm gonna guard you and lock you up. But it's like, I really just need to get one step behind you, and then when I draw that help, it's out. We're shooting a shot. Like,
You're a great teammate to play with because just how you describe the game, I love how you're already thinking about, yeah, I can get this bucket, but also if I attack and I beat my initial defender, I already know the health of it. So I can just tell that you're already seeing the fast and learns. Like, I love that.
yeah, and ones are really not my thing. So I'll kick that ball out, get an assist for a three rather than try to shoot up a shot that may or may not make. But yeah, I like getting people open. I like seeing shots that are open
Yeah.
and all that. So yeah.
And from what you've been around so far, like what separates a good guard versus a great guard in your opinion? Like, what kind of separates the two from what you've seen, what you've trained with and things of that nature, would you say?
I think their attention to detail and decision making. Because there's times where you can make the easy decision to catch it. Oh, you don't think anyone's open, so you swing it back.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a good play. I mean, swing the ball the other way, get it going the other way, whatever. But you could see the not just what happens next, but what happens after your next decision.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that's what a great guard is like knowing what's going to happen after you make this next decision, that you could just know and anticipate what the defense is going to do, where your teammates will be, especially when you have chemistry. Like, I think building chemistry is a big part of playing on a team, especially. So yeah, just knowing what's going to happen after the next thing you're going to do is what separates you from being great and just good.
Right.
But yeah.
And kind of, in a way, moving a little bit off basketball, like, how do you separate Jada, the player, versus Jada, the person?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine line. Because right now, especially right now, like, basketball is evolving in my world. Like, when I go home, I coach some, I train some, I do camps.
Actually, that's fire.
Yeah, like, and it's all really fun. I love doing it. I love being around basketball. And I'm working out 24/7. Like, I'm always in the gym,
Yeah.
all that. But I think off the court and like when I'm not doing basketball, I'm in my house. I'm a big homebody. I love watching movies. I love hanging out with my friends. Like, we're just watching movies together. Like, that's great. We're just chilling on our phones, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I like doing fun things though. I like, especially out here, like, I've been exploring. Yeah, like, I love seeing new things. I'm a big foodie. I love trying new food. Okay. Yeah. So getting into content creation. So like, there's a lot more things to keep me. Yeah, I know, you see too. But yeah, a lot more things to keep me busy, and I'm just keep trying to find new ways to just build on whatever it is I want to do, honestly. But yeah, right now basketball is pretty much the center, and everything else is just fun. Yeah. I just do some random stuff sometimes. Just
I love that.
just to do it because it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I'm asking this question a lot now. Shout out to Bailey, who will be coming out soon, but he speaks a lot on he understands, and a lot of players actually have mentioned it on the pod, that eventually the ball is going to stop bouncing. Whether it's just injury or I just can't play anymore at that level. What's next? And some players don't have that talk with themselves until they literally have to make that decision now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even though it's quite far, because I mean, your book is still very much being written with basketball as of now, and it can change in the future. But when you kind of look beyond basketball, do you have any personal goals that you've set yourself, or when you kind of paint that picture, what does it look like? Would you say?
I mean, I think about this question like I've been thinking about it since my freshman year of college because that's really all they like. We would have like classes. They'd be like, "What are you gonna do after your sport?" That's all they would say. Like, wow, we talk about that a lot, and like, just like everyone just asks, "What are you gonna do after basketball? What are you gonna do after sport?" And so thinking about it, it changes all the time for me. Because I'm very much like kind of go with the flow. Like whatever opportunities come, I'll hop on it. But I mean, back in the day, I was like, well, I want to stay around basketball, own a gym, go through training, own a team, something like that. And now I kind of have the same vision of kind of owning a gym, but also just like, I don't know if that will be through media, content creation and just owning the gym. But yeah, I mean, also I've been exploring options of like stepping away from basketball completely and doing something completely different, like firefighting. Like it's so random, but it's just like stuff that I like think about. I'm like, what if I do step away from basketball, like just completely and do something else, which I would love. It's just right now where I'm at, I want to keep playing till I really can't. And so I'm like, when I'm maybe 30, like if I stop playing when I'm about 30, like do I want to start a brand new profession? Like it changes every year. Like I'm only 24, so it's yeah, it changes. But right now, probably own a gym,
Okay.
do training, stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice. And just before we wrap up, I like to do this segment, which is called Beyond the Game segment. And this first question I really want to ask you, and this could go, Jada, the basketball route or the life route.
Okay.
And the question is, what would you say, Jada, is a skill that is taught by many, but only mastered by a few?
That's a great question. I think a skill that's taught is time management. I think time management's a big one because like I'm a big procrastinator. I will wait till last second to do an assignment. And I know a lot of athletes like that. And it's so hard to really find time to do everything. But I know very few people that do find that time.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you have time to do all that? Like you're exploring, you're working, you're having time for family, friends, like everything. And it's like a lot of people get burnt out, but it's like if you manage your time well, you will have time for that stuff. If you prioritize your things, the things that need to get done first, like you will have the time. Like you will have the time to do everything.
Yeah.
And I still struggle with that to this day. I know a lot of people that do, and it's really hard to hear. Like sometimes I'm really good with it. Sometimes I'm like really bad with it. I prioritize things that things that shouldn't be higher than others. And it's like, okay, like let's take a step back. Let's what is actually a priority. But yeah.
Time management, I like that. Oh, next one. What's something failure taught you that success couldn't?
I think just always trying to improve. Because when sometimes I feel like, oh, we're doing really well right now, we're successful, I find myself like less in the gym, less getting in shots. I'm like, okay, I just need to rest right now. But it's like, okay, like failure is like every time I lose a game or just something in life that happens that's just like you failed out or something, I'm always like, okay, how can I get better at this? Like, what can I do to do this better next time? And I don't really think that way when I win or when something really good happens or I'm doing really well. It's like, it's just like, how can I always get better at this?
Yeah.
When I'm losing rather than winning. It's like, okay, we're here, like red top.
Yeah. See, and that's a real statement you said, because I feel like as a coach, I'm more I don't know, even more attention to detail or OCD or more reflective after a loss than a win. A win is like, okay, we got the dub because we did that play or did it.
Yeah.
And I look at the film less, whereas with a loss, I'm looking at the first quarter up to the end and rewinding it back to see if I've missed anything. So that's a valid point. Like when you're kind of successful, some people are different. But
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I feel like some people will be like, okay, I've already got my shots up, you know, we're like top of the league, let me chill, versus for yourself. I like how you're still very much keeping, 10 tons to the ground, okay, even though things are going well, how can I improve? I love that. I love that. And next one, last three, best piece of advice you ever received.
That's funny. I got asked this question the other day.
Man, so good.
I think it's just, honestly, I think the best advice I gotten was play or practice like someone important is watching you.
That's first. Ooh.
Because like you never know who's in the gym. You never know who's gonna see or talk about you or anything. Like you don't want to act a certain way and then people are like think negatively about you when that's your first impression of you.
Yeah.
It's like you always want to stay positive. You always want to be the best self, especially when you're around a bunch of people. But even in the dark, like when you're in the gym by yourself, like we had an open arena. Like people were just walking around all the time. You don't know who was in there at what time. So like when you're shooting in the gym, like you don't do it for that, but you do it. It's like I'm not just messing around on the court on my phone. I'm actually getting work and I'm actually going hard, especially in warm-ups. I'm going hard. True story for me, like Portland State coach saw me my freshman, sophomore year in an AU tournament in high school. And he said one of the first things he told me when he hopped on the phone with me my junior, senior year of high school was like, when I saw you a couple years ago, I saw how hard you warmed up. And I was like, that same, because I heard that saying, like my coach told me that when I was in like 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
I'm like whatever, like. But when I like heard that, I'm like, okay, like it's actually true. Like I didn't know he was in the gym. We were in the back gym. Like no one ever goes back there. Like no coaches ever go back there. But it's just like it's a true story. Like you never know who's gonna be watching you.
That's true. Damn, yeah, I can see why that hit home for you, because one of the contributing factors why the coach wanted to bring you to their program was just what he was doing when perhaps you thought nobody was looking. So
yeah, it's just warm-ups. Like everyone watches the game, no one's watching warm-up. But yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah.
Final two, and this next one is more of a statement that you have to fill in the blank. And the statement is, if it wasn't for basketball, I wouldn't have learned filling the blank about myself.
If it wasn't for basketball, I wouldn't know the passion I could have for something.
Okay.
Yeah, finish the rest. But yeah, I mean, I having this passion for basketball is like, once the ball starts bouncing, I know I could find it for something else.
Okay.
And I think that's the biggest thing, is finding something you're passionate about. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay, and just the final one before we wrap up, I'm gonna set the scene for you, Jay. Yeah. So there's been a player who's been following your career from when you was playing at the college level. She even followed your journey in Finland, and now that you're in London, she's even more excited, and she finds out that you've written a book. So after practice, she heads straight to Waterstones and she asks the librarian, "Do you know where I can get the book by Jada Lewis?" "Yeah, sure." You go upstairs, you go to the right, you go to the best-selling sports section. You can't miss it. So she's got her backpack on, she's going up the stairs, geeked, and she grabs the book and she's looking at it, Jada. And the question that I want to ask you is, what would the title of your autobiography be?
Wow. That's a hard one.
Take your time with it, please, because
I know that's difficult. I think
yeah, and
that's difficult.
I know. Even for me, it changes, man, and it just makes me really think back to where it all started, to be honest, and
I'm saying, yeah.
everything. So yeah, please take your time with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it would be like something like from the beginning, or like I don't know. That's difficult. But like the average player. I don't know. Yeah, like something like that, like just an average player that works hard. But yeah. Yeah, say the average player, and then like the journey of Jada Lewis.
Yeah. Okay. Bet. I mean, honestly, appreciate your time, Jada. Honestly, I mean, I know for the listeners who are watching this, they've learned just a lot about your background, how you approach the game, what you've learned from being a rookie, and the lessons you've learned, how you're applying them now with the London Lions, the excitement of the London Lions, and just the new image that we're seeing. And for those who just want to continue to follow you and the London Lions, when it comes to the socials, where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram, Jada.Lewis. And yeah, I don't really have a lot more socials than that, but
Oh, good. Well, listeners, do not worry because the link will be in the description of this podcast. But honestly, we appreciate you, Jada. Honestly, we are. Honestly, I mean, I know I can speak for myself. I'm geeked to watch you in action as well as the London Lions as well. Listeners, we appreciate your time once again. This is myself, Coach D, and the one and only Jada Lewis signing out. Appreciate you guys.
thank you for having me.
Absolutely.